Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit ashamed of how many books I have to show you guys today. Hello lovely people, my name is Nicole and today I have a February book haul. I have so many books. I don't know how I accumulated this many books in just a month. Although a lot of it, I will say that a lot of it is secondhand, a lot of it's from like Half Price or Book Outlet. So, I have, yeah, a lot of books. But the first thing I want to show you, not a book, and that is Shadowhunter tarot cards. These were made by Cassandra Jean, who is a dear friend of Cassandra Clare, the author of the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and these are so cool if I can get them out of their little bag. Their tarot cards, like, is used for fortune telling, like is mentioned in the first one, and they have all the different Shadowhunter characters. There's Will, and there was a really cute one. Aw, there's Jason Clary. There was a really cute one. Aw, there it is. Sorry, they're so cute. Magnus and Alec. And they're really cute, and there's so many of them. There's like 60 of them or something. But yeah, they're awesome, and I love them. And my parents bought me those for being a supportive sports fan, despite the fact that I'm not at all. Bribery is a thing. Anyway, the next set of books that I want to show you are things that I already had in paperback, but I just happened to find them in hardcover, usually at Half Price Books, although one or two of them I found on Book Outlet when I was already buying other things from Book Outlet. So here I have 5 of those to show you. The first one is The Hunger Games, and everyone knows what this is about. Girl who goes into a arena to kill a bunch of other kids. And now I have the entire series in hardcover. Then I have the Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the sequel to Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I have this entire trilogy. I've read the first one. I just need to get on reading the other two. But I had a paperback and I bought a hardcover, even though I hadn't read the paperback. Shh, don't judge me, okay? But this is about a girl who gets involved in this sort of supernatural war thing. I don't really know how to explain it. Then I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. The rest of the series is right there. The only one I still don't have in hardcover is Scarlet. This is a sci-fi retelling of Cinderella. And then the next two I have were the only Rick Riordan books I did not have in hardcover, and those are Throne of Fire and Red Pyramid, which are the first 2 books in the Kane Chronicles series, which is his series about Egyptian gods. And so now I have all the Rick Riordan books in hardcover. Okay, so next are the books that I've randomly picked up over the month. Looking at the stack, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm failing at this whole 0x16 thing. Although my TBR actually hasn't grown that much because I've been reading, but still, it's not shrinking at all. So a number of these I've already read, but I'll go through them quickly. The first one's I Was Here, by Gail Foreman. I reviewed this in my January wrap-up. It's about a girl whose best friend commits suicide and she has to go and sort of figure out what happened. And I already read this, and like I said, I reviewed it, and so I will link that in the doobly-doo. Then I have Scorpio Rising by Anthony Horowitz. This is the last book in the Alex Rider series, which is a series that I read a long time ago, and I have all the other books. I just realized that this was the only one I didn't have, so I picked it up. I haven't read it yet, but I think I want to reread the entire series at some point. It won't take me that long. There's a lot of them, but there's like 10 of them, but they're not all that long, and they're pretty quick reads. And since most of them will be rereads, it's not going to be a big deal. But this is about a teenage boy whose uncle dies, and he finds out that his uncle was a spy, and then he gets recruited to be a spy in his uncle's place. And then I have All Fall Down by Allie Carter. Again, this is another one. I've already read it and reviewed it in my January wrap-up. I love Allie Carter. She's such a fun writer. This is about a girl who lives at an embassy in a fictional country, and she's sort of trying to solve the mystery of her mother's death and interacting with other people at the embassy and trying not to cause an international incident. Then I actually got a box set, for which I don't have the box because I don't like keeping the boxes, but that is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I'm not very good at holding books. The Mistborn trilogy, a lot of people have been talking about this. These are the pretty UK editions. So the first one is The Final Empire, then The Well of Ascension, then The Hero of Ages. These covers are so freaking gorgeous. I love them. Next, I have the Booksplosion Book of the Month for February, and that is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is a sci-fi that sort of starts off as a Titanic kind of thing and then branches off from that. And then I have the sequel companion, The Shattered World, because I finished this one and I loved it, and so I got the sequel. And this is another sci-fi romance thing about a girl who is a officer. She's in the military on a planet that's sort of messed up, and she meets a rebel, one of the rebels on the planet, trying to overthrow the military that's there. Then I got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is a fantasy novel about a girl who lives on a world where people are either red-blooded or silver-blooded, and if you're silver-blooded, you are sort of the upper class and you have powers. And she finds out that even though she's a red blood, she has some silver blood powers. I haven't read it yet, but I know a lot of people who have and who say it's really, really, really good. So I'm pretty pumped to pick this one up. Then I have one that I've been waiting for months. I practically was counting down the days, and yes, I've already read it, and that is The Ruby Circle by Rochelle Mead. This is the last book in the Bloodline series, so obviously I can't tell you what this specific one's about, but the Bloodline series is a spin-off of the Vampire Academy series, starring primarily Sydney Sage and Adrian Ivashkov, and I love it. I'll talk about it in my wrap-up, but it was kind of amazing, and I cried. Then I decided to finish off a trilogy that I read the first one of and really, really enjoyed, but just never got around to getting the next books. Oh, sorry, not a trilogy. It's a quartet, but the last book isn't out yet, so. But that is The Raven Cycle, and so I have here The Dream Thieves and Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. These covers are very nice in person. They're like super shimmery and nice, and I'm actually rereading The Raven Boys right now so that I can read these too. And this is really complicated to explain, but basically it has a really sort of cool Welsh-based, I think, source of magic system, and it's about a girl who belongs to a family of seers, although she doesn't actually have any specific powers, and she has been told all her life that if she kisses her true love, he will die, and so it sort of goes from there. And I loved the first one, like I said. I'm very, very excited to read these two. Then I got My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga. This is a contemporary about a girl who decides that she wants to commit suicide, and so she connects with this other boy who also wants to commit suicide, and they make sort of a suicide pact, and they go through the motions of planning their suicides together. And I have heard really good things about this. It's a new release. I love this cover. It's really cool. It has all these, it feels like it's actually embroidered. And I'm really interested in reading it. I hope it's going to be just super emotional and amazing. Then I got a book that I have the other two books in the trilogy, but I never got this one, even though it's been out for years and years and years. And that is Ink Death by Cornelia Funk. Like I said, I have Inkheart and Inkspell, both of which I adore, but I just never picked up this one, and so I went to Half Price and found it. The Inkheart trilogy is about a girl who, when she reads out loud, the things that she reads come to life, and then she sort of has to deal with the repercussions of that. And the last thing I got is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Grisha trilogy, And I still haven't read the first one, but after hearing Sam from Thoughts on Tomes talk about how much he loved this trilogy, I decided I wanted to pick up the second one, and I found it for super cheap on Book Outlet. So I have now the first 2 books in the series, and I'm going to read those. I'm really excited. I'm not super sure what it's about. It seems like another one that has really just a complex magic system, and I heard it takes place in a world that is sort of inspired by Imperial Russia, but that's really all I know about it. But I am definitely excited to start it because I've heard so many people just absolutely rave about this series. So that is all the books I got this month. There are 20 of them, plus a pack of tarot cards. Oh my god, I'm a little exhausted. I need to stop spending money on books. This is why I'm broke. Hopefully I won't have this many books next month because I really can't afford to keep going like this, both money-wise and time for reading wise. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. I love you, and I will see you later. Bye.